All right, Cyber Traders, welcome on back. Continuing along our Monday, November 7th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's been a fun day, hasn't it been? Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. For those of us still sticking with us here, just give me a quick sound check. Let me know that you could hear me loud and clear. Ended up seeing the stock DWAC. I mean, it took a little while, but it certainly has paid off. Great to see John and Warren and Andre joining us right now. Ron and Ray and Roger at the R's there, and Lewis and Craig sound good from him. Perfect. All right, there we go. And great to see Marie. Great to see any of our new trial members just joining us as a whole. And great to see all of us back on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube otherwise. Folks, I'll tell you what. Anyone jump into DWAC earlier today? Is anyone still in DWAC right now? For all of us here in the chat board, just let me know briefly what your current status is with this trade. And then we'll go from there pretty much. But man, this stock has ended up making for a giant run across the afternoon, obviously at the highs right now, breaking above my trend line there and starting to run up towards 29. So, this stock right away, I'll put on our watch list for the afternoon, just a runner moving on up pretty nicely here. Now, that's not to say that this is like a safe level one stock. In terms of how we categorize these stocks, folks, for any of our trial members or new students like Marie or Craig or whomever, keep in mind that we look to teach you how to follow stocks that have much more liquidity than this right now. A stock that is a lot safer for you to focus on iceberg orders. It's great to see this, DWAC thing moving up really well. And I have hopes to see this continue to squeeze up higher into the close. If you didn't get your hands on this, that is A-okay. We catch a runner like this pretty much once a day, multiple times a week at least. But as a new student, though, if you didn't get your hands in on this thing, that's all right, because what you should be doing is studying why this made the exact move that it ended up making. For you to go back on the order book, or at least to go back on the charts and see, well, what levels did this stock have? Why did this make the explosive pop here at this time? Now for Alex and Warren, Karen, Roger, Matt, tomorrow's Tuesday. What do we have going on tomorrow, folks? Tomorrow morning, keep in mind. What do we have going on as is every Tuesday? What do we got? Warren says voting. Not every Tuesday do we have voting. Not every Tuesday do we have elections. Fair point. I kind of walked into that, I reckon, myself. But every Tuesday, including tomorrow, I got a little competition, at least, with voting, right? But we got Traders Talk tomorrow, our weekly workshop conducted right here inside the Cyber Group trading room. So tomorrow, for Scott, Karen, Carol, Roger, Warren, Matt, and all of us here live, I will go over this trade for you folks from head to toe. I had a bunch of different lines on my chart, horizontal lines, trend lines. For those of us that were in the room earlier, you saw me delete a couple of fib levels up earlier. I will go over this thing from head to toe, from A to Z, everything else in between, tomorrow in our Traders Talk workshop. For all of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, if you wanted to join us, just go right down to the link on the yellow banner below the stream to get yourself started. But I got to say for myself, this was like a home run, absolutely, to start the week off. I normally wouldn't trade a stock as illiquid as this was from before. It's not the price that threatens me. It's just the lack of liquidity. So it was fortunate timing where once this broke over a key level, it led to a really nice run, and it still has. I left a little money on the table. I got out recently as it was making the retracement back up towards this trend line here. But with that said, though, a couple of us jumped in earlier. Want to give them a big shout out. They just wrote to us just a moment ago. On the warrants side, we'll jump to that in a bit. DWAC has warrants. So one of our new members, Matt, in from 6 on that trade. Excellent. Alex in right now, still in from 24.87. I know a couple of us jumped in and out on a scalp earlier. I believe Ray and a couple of others. I know Roger jumped in and out just a moment ago. He posted in from 27.66 out at 28.67. That is a slick exit, if anything. For as much as this runs up, especially in as fast time as it does, you got to wonder, when is this going to begin to pull back or head fake or whatnot? So I took my money and ran a little earlier. I missed out on this last little pop-up, but for right now, we'll put this on our list. We'll see if this can make the ultimate pop higher into the market close. Woo, from Matt in on this DWAC from 6, DWAC W warrants. So, it will be up more percentage wise, but this is even less liquid. I would not recommend trading the warrants. Like, just truth be told, it's cheaper, granted, but it's even less liquid than just the regular equity. So, any small slip on the equity, and if that gets halted, this will get halted too on the way down. So, that's where you got to be careful. With that in mind, though, I mean, we're going to follow DWAC. There is another stock that is affiliated with this, conglomerate, Trump-based companies, with that fund, PHUN. This one took a little while for it to make its big pop, but similar to DWAC, it ended up making that squeeze heading into the early to mid-afternoon. The fund trade breaking above resistance roughly off of 142, and then from that point ended up taking off pretty nicely. All right, so with that in mind, I think we'll just focus on DWAC for right now. I guess I'll slip fun on from while I'm at it. All right. Let's go from top to bottom otherwise, though, folks, and we'll see what else we could put on our list. We did really well from the morning, though. Normally before elections and, after elections, you're going to see a lot happen. But before elections, you often don't see as much with as volatile of a market as we've had the last however many weeks and months. We ended up seeing the SPY make a nice move up just right now at this point heading into this meeting. So there could be some sideless stocks trying to make that pop with the market. GCT, at least to begin, this is still on the top percent gainer side here. It ended up making a nice run for us earlier this morning, shortly after the market opened up. It ended up bouncing back up, ended up breaking back above resistance, historical level off of 645, 650. Right now, though, I feel like the volume has really waned off on this trade. It's not like looking too great right now. So I'm going to pass on the stock. It's like normally a super low volume trade. That's a complete gamble. So, this could have been even more dangerous compared to DWAC even, but you just don't want to be stuck watching this at this point. All right, we'll keep it going here. OIST, I only want to show this. Looks flat, but I want to show this because it's a buyout. Anytime there's a real buyout, it'll move up and down maybe a couple pennies across the hour, but it doesn't make any respectable move for us to capitalize on. So the second we saw the news out on this trade, it's like, all right, we'll skip over it. Oh, stock that we're not going to skip over any longer. I mean, I guess we skipped over it earlier. I don't think we had called out this ARQQ. But again, though, very thinly traded. I'm not a fan of that. Just how thin the orders are in the bid and the ask. If our whole MO or if our whole mantra here is to follow the big money, follow the smart money, and, there's like no smart money or big money out there, then what's the point of following the stock, right? All right. So alongside DWAC, we had our eyes firmly set on Viru from earlier today. I have a couple of different lines here, including a fib extension. So let me delete that. That actually ended up working out really well right off of 1560. Ended up breaking above there heading into the late morning, but it failed to really continue to run higher. So that was a good time to take profits on the Viru as it made the lower high and, break back below that 1560. Easy to say, but that actually was a pretty good short afterwards as a reversal, but I didn't really focus on that at the time. I'm not going to try and short this as it's running up. So, in hindsight, it could have been a nice short on the flip on the other way around, but yeah, for the close here, it's not really trading enough volume compared to the morning. We'll definitely keep this on our radar going into tomorrow and this week. It's a stock that we did really well on from April and August of this year. So we definitely like this stock, but not a whole lot of action going on right now. All right, that leads me to ACMR. It's, I guess at the highs, right? But it's not really trading a lot of volume per minute, so I'm just going to keep it moving, keep it going. FNKO, wow, Funko with another big dead cat bounce today, huh? Jeez, this thing ended up making a great move Friday morning. I know Fausto talked about that in the morning meeting, but I completely overlooked this. I didn't notice this, moving up until literally right now. I'm sure that Rich had called it out inside the chat board, but this is on the way up towards $10 resistance. You would expect that to be a key level, although there's not as much of an order currently showing on the ask right now. I would still expect 10 here to be a key level. So Funko, we'll put back on our list here. Why not? All right, skipped over Tupperware accidentally. My apologies, Tupperware. Let me jump to you. Well, I'm happy I didn't skip over this thing. Jeez, Tupperware ended up making a nice pop from earlier, making a similar dead cat bounce today, at least, alongside the Funko. But back from last week, it dropped off, got crushed, and didn't really make as good of a move up until today. So, it's holding around that 5 level. And if anything, even if it does break back above 5 here, you got a 10, 11,000 share order on the ask at 510. It doesn't look as sharp going up. Funko, I feel, looks a little bit stronger if we're comparing the two. You tell me. But I'll keep Tupperware on the side. Maybe come back to that at the end. AFMD, SLNA, got a couple of other stocks that we saw at least make a move up from the morning. Markets at the highs, there's definitely a lot more that's up percentage-wise. Number 50 is up like at 11.5%. Son, I forgot that we even traded this thing from earlier today. As soon as the market opened up, this led to a big pop. So, man, it's actually been a really good day so far to kick this week off. All right, so we're going to hop over to the loser side here next, folks, but there's definitely a lot more that's up percentage-wise. So if there is anything that looks good from your side list, or anything that you're looking at, type it in the chat board. Definitely let me know early. Verve down. Hold up. I'm sorry. I kind of just caught myself here. I skipped over Huddy because it was hard to borrow, and we traded that back from, Friday last week. So I kind of just skipped over this at first. This is down 90.6%. What the heck happened here? Oh my God, that is brutal. Are you kidding me? Is this a split or something? Like, what the hell happens here? This is like direct offering of shares. I didn't run into this until right now. You're getting like a honest live reaction. All right, so Huddy shares nosedive after the pricing of a $25 million equity offering amid the volatility. Jeez. Well, this is exactly where we were saying we're not going to, swing trade this stock, folks. We said that at the end of last week. We said that for a stock that pumps up like this one day, it often makes the percent losers list the next. All right, fine. If it doesn't make the percent losers list the next day, it's going to make it the day after that. Trust me. And this is certainly a proponent of that. So, holy smokes, didn't even realize down 90% today. All right, Verve, well, at least a stock that's tradable. VERV, it's pretty thinly traded, if anything, but just now beginning to snap back down here towards 22. So as a short, I don't mind slipping this on our main list, but again, similar to DWAC, you got to trade really small shares. For the trade I had on DWAC, I was doing it on a much, much smaller share count compared to my, full size, whatever. And even as an more expensive stock, $20 to $30, you want to lower the share count traditionally. But, even with how illiquid this order book is, that's the main reason. All right. RBA, not a whole lot happening there. Carvana also got smacked around from this morning. Actually got halted on the way down here and squeezed back up. Nice dead cat bounce after from 7 roughly. It is shortable on my platform, so meaning it is tradable should this drop off here from the 750. Very liquid stock. You know what? I don't mind slipping this just on the back end of our list. Why not? I mean, if it ends up holding here and potentially pumping up, then it could lead to another squeeze, perhaps up towards 8. But otherwise, VWAP and 750 is a key level here together. If it holds back under the VWAP, I'd be looking for another drop off. Familiar name, Jumia. Ended up seeing this drop off earlier today. I know there's a couple of stocks that are on the loser side that, came off bad earnings, I think. Palantir, I think, is one of them. PLTR, I may have skipped over them, actually. There we go. Down over 11%. dropped off really nicely from this morning. I don't think the stock's at all-time lows yet because coming off its IPO is like a $4 or $5 stock actually. So, trying to squeeze up a little bit here, but I'm going to pass on Palantir for the afternoon. I'm definitely going to keep this in mind though for like the mornings going into tomorrow and the rest of the week in the morning session at least. We'll follow up with Palantir. And Kronos also coming off bad earnings, but $2 stock. I'm not going to really have much interest in shorting that, really. All right, folks. So here we go. Let me know if there's anything else up, down, left, right, more than that 5% that I look for just from the trading room or from social media, Facebook Live, YouTube. Definitely let me know. Yeah, go back to Tupperware, I think I said. Yeah, nothing else from my Benzinga screen, that's for sure. So I'll tell you, it goes back to what I had said previously. The markets are pushing up. We can check out some side list stocks before we finish, but or before elections, I feel like there could be some hesitation in general outside of this general market push that we're getting. So if there's something really making a strong run right now, let me know. But it doesn't shock me if we have a slower close outside of what we already have on our main list. Do I follow BTU? Yeah, we do. Day to day, it's a side list stock normally, meaning it's like really tradable every day pretty much. And right now, it's actually trying to snap back up towards the highs. So good call here, Matt. Yeah, I forgot about this one actually. BTU, Peabody. VRNA, I think maybe you meant CVNA, Andre? Nah, this thing's not doing anything right now. But I do like BTU, though. That was a pretty good call. Also, let's check out Oxy while we're at it. I mean, more expensive, mind you, but, continuing to push back up. I feel like if BTU's moving up, Oxy got to make a somewhat similar push. This is getting closer to all-time highs again, right? Back from late August, it was off 77.13. We're at 76 right now. We're damn close. So doesn't shock me if we have Oxy on our day trading watch list going into this week. It's been a great swing trade for, however long it's been, right? But, outside of that, I'm sure that we'll focus on this as a day trade again. It's just a little more expensive. It's approaching big resistance here, actually off 76. But in terms of the energy stocks and oil energy stocks of that nature, I like the B2 trade more, like from what Matt wrote. All right, folks. So I think that we're going to finish up here for right now. Hey, just keep in mind later on today, I'm going to repost that link that Rich had posted previously inside our chat board. The same goes for all of us on social media as well, though. Hey, if you have any questions, let us know. But actually later on today, whoops, that's not the right link there. We got to get that reposted there. But we're going to have a link coming up later on inside our live trading room. We're going to look to have that posted on our social feeds for a 4 p.m. workshop with Fausto, basically detailing some of the big moves that we've caught from today, taking us into the market close, basically a little post-market recap today with Fausto himself. So again, we'll post that link inside the main chat board coming up, inside the cyber group room. We'll do that very soon, so just be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, though, for all of us on social media, hey, we'll post that on YouTube and Facebook Live as well. Folks, if you have any other questions, feel more than free to let me know. Send it over to josh@ctutrading.com. Any questions that you have. And again, we'll be back on the mic here coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Rich will be on the mic coming up very shortly, folks. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.